Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into a pretty tense standoff between two neighboring towns. What's the issue? Well, it's all about the rising cost of fire protection, and it's a classic debate that pits public safety against taxpayer dollars. For the folks living in Newtown Borough and Newtown Township, this is not some theoretical question. Their local governments are right in the middle of a super critical negotiation over fire services, and the outcome is going to directly affect their wallets and their safety. And right now, they're basically at a standstill. We're talking thousands and thousands of dollars separating them as they try to hammer out a new agreement that's supposed to kick in back in 2026. Okay, so let's get right to the heart of it. What's the real disagreement here? It's all about the money. Here's where things stand for 2026. On one side, you have Newtown Township. They're the ones who provide the fire services, and they're asking for a flat payment of $275,000. But the borough, they've come back with a counteroffer of just over $227,000. That's a gap of almost $50,000. So you're probably asking, why the huge price hike all of a sudden? Well, to really understand this gap, we need to look at a major shift in how fire services even work these days. The biggest reason, really, is this necessary but very expensive transition. See, Newtown, like so many small towns all over the country, has depended on a volunteer fire brigade for a long, long time, but the number of volunteers is dropping. So they've had to start shifting to a professional, full-time staff. And that, of course, comes with a pretty hefty price tag for salaries, benefits, and all the modern equipment they need. So how do all these rising costs actually shake out in the proposals? Let's go ahead and compare the two competing plans that are on the table right now. This chart really puts that financial jump into perspective. I mean, look at this. The borough's current payment is just under $190,000. Now compare that to their opening offer for 2026, and then look at the township's even higher request. No matter which way you slice it, costs are going way up. But the borough's plan isn't just about starting at a lower number. No, they're proposing a 3-year ramp-up. As you can see, their contribution would increase step by step, with the goal of finally hitting the township's target number, but not until 2028. Ultimately, all of this, it comes down to one thing, right? What does it mean for the taxpayers? So let's break down exactly how the borough's plan would hit people's property tax bills. So the borough figures their plan would need a tax increase of 2 mils. Now, if you're hearing that word mil and wondering what it is, it's just a tax rate. Basically, it's $1 for every $1,000 of a property's assessed value. So a 2 mil increase means an extra $2 in taxes for every $1,000 your home is worth. The key here, though, is that this increase would be phased in over 3 years. And here's exactly how that 2 mil increase would be spread out. Residents would see the biggest chunk in 2026, just under 1 mil. After that, it would be smaller, half-mil increases for each of the next 2 years. The Borough Council President, Emily Hines, basically said this gradual approach is just being realistic. She explained that the whole goal is to meet the need for more fire funding without totally overwhelming residents with a huge tax hike all at once. So, where do they go from here? With the current agreement set to expire at the end of this year, well, the clock is really ticking for both sides to find some common ground. And this really highlights the core challenge. While the borough is saying they're willing to negotiate, Council President Hines has drawn a very clear line in the sand, stating that hitting that $275,000 target in the first year, it's just not going to happen. This hard deadline is just looming over the negotiations. Both towns absolutely have to reach a deal to avoid any kind of lapse in their formal agreement, the one that ensures essential fire protection for all their residents. And that leaves everyone with one critical question. With both sides so dug in, can they possibly bridge this financial gap to keep their communities safe without completely breaking the bank? Well, we'll just have to wait and see.